Hey guys, Waxican here. Hope you had a good week. I know I said I wanted to get one of these videos out a while ago, but school's really been taking up a lot of my time, and I've been having trouble trying to find a discussion for a video or topic, until now. You see, about IRL time an hour ago, I was watching this video from the channel That Japanese Man Yuta, who you should definitely go and watch. Very cool channel, talks about what the Japanese culture is like. He asks Japanese people a lot of questions and stuff about different issues going on. You get a real feel of what the culture's like, not just the stupid shit you get from anime. But this one video in particular really caught my attention. The video is titled, "Do Foreigners in Tokyo Speak Japanese?" It was a social experiment where he went up to people who didn't look like Eastern Asians, and he would go to see if they spoke Japanese. So in the video, he did his own statistics, and he ranked them like this. So there was NJ for those who didn't speak any Japanese, or just a few words, JA negative for those who could speak sentences, JA for those who could speak Japanese, JA plus those who were fluent, and then JP for people who didn't look Japanese, but they were actual Japanese citizens and were raised in Japan. So at the end of the video, there were 28 NJ, 8 JA negative, 3 JA, 3 JA plus, and 3 JP. So if we look at this data, then it would be safe to assume that if you're a Japanese person and you stereotype a foreigner as not being able to speak Japanese, you'd be right in your stereotype. Which is why in my last video I said that I don't mind stereotyping, because most of the time, stereotypes are pretty truthful. Now, while I understand why the JPs might get annoyed with people stereotyping them, they have to understand that, seeing this data, it's right for most people to assume that you might not speak Japanese. Most people, if they see that you do speak Japanese, they're not going to make a big deal about it, like, oh, well, why don't you look Japanese? They move on, and they start treating you like a Japanese citizen. But this data here isn't what the main topic of this video is going to be about. What I want to talk about is I want to talk about the NJs. Why there is so many NJs. Now that is no Japanese at all, and I don't think that's an okay thing, that for you to go to a country and not speak a language at all. Now I'm going to show you a few clips of the video, and I want you to see if you notice a pattern with the people who happen to be NJ.
I don't understand, sorry.
Thanks, cheers. 今ちょっと YouTube のビデオで
What did she say?
She said I didn't speak Japanese. In Japanese.
日本語できますか?
I don't speak Japanese. Sayonara, good luck.
Oh my gosh! Dad, look at that! Look at that! Look at that!
Kill yourself.
すいません、日本語喋れます?
No Japanese.
Okay.
We know 2 words, konnichiwa and arigato, and
Well,
that's
that's a
it.
start.
Yeah.
I guess you in
Okay.
Japanese.
Well, we understand, but we're not very good at
Okay, thanks a lot. Cheers.
すみません.
Oh, sorry, I can't speak Japanese.
I speak English.
Oh, do you?
すいません.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
That was not nice.
So we don't speak Japanese, sorry.
今ちょっと渋谷にいる
I
人
don't
に
speak, sorry.
出身を教えてもらえたりしないですか?
English?
So, did you guys notice a little similarity there? Did you notice a commonality? If your answer was that they were all white people, then you were fucking wrong. Because there were actually a decent amount of other white people who spoke Japanese well, or they could at least speak in sentences. Here's a few of those clips now.
どのくらい日本語喋れますか?
We actually used to work together in a Japanese grocery store in the Chicagoland area. So he left about 5 years.
Alright, lady, calm down. We didn't ask for your life story, okay?
すいません、今渋谷で出身地をちょっと
オーストリアです。ウィーンです。
家族で。
家族で。
すみません.
はい、
日本語喋りますか?
喋れます。English or Japanese? Or in Italian, maybe? Can you speak Italian? No?
Non so parlare italiano.
Ah, tu parli italiano? Bene.
Non so parlare.
Ah, non sai parlare.
じゃあどこから来ましたか?
連絡。
けど、
出
身はクルジア人。
日本語はどうですか?
下手です。
下手で出身を教えてもらえたりしませんか?
はい。じゃあフランスです。まあ私は観光客ではないけど大丈夫。
ありがとうございます。
So as you can see, there were actually a decent amount of white people that could speak decent enough Japanese, or that they could at least speak in sentences so people could understand them. So if it wasn't white people, then what was the pattern? I'll give you a couple seconds to think it over. Did you figure it out? If you said European, you're partially correct, because it is specifically Britons. And I don't know why this is. I feel that when you go to a country, whether as a tourist or if you're living there, you need to learn the language. And this might just be a pet peeve of mine, and that's because a lot of Mexican, as you know, I'm Hispanic, specifically Mexican, a lot of Mexican people come here and they don't learn the language, and they don't want to. And I don't think that is okay. I am not okay with that. If you go to another country, you have to be considerate of that you are the minority and you will be inconveniencing other people. Alright? The world doesn't fucking revolve around you and your language. You need to at least attempt to learn the language so you can communicate with the majority. I mean, no one's asking you to be a grammar genius about it, but how difficult is it for you to learn konnichiwa or arigato or gomen or something like that? Like, I see, like me, I probably know like shit Japanese, but I at least know those words, you know? I can at least like say a word to a person. They can get the message across, you know? And it's not like they can't do it, because as you saw before, plenty of other Europeans learned the language. And as a matter of fact, surprisingly, I was very surprised about this. There were two Middle Easterns that actually knew Japanese very well, and I was very surprised about that. I'll show you a clip real quick right here.
すいません、今ちょっと渋谷で、みんなが出身地を聞いて回ってるんですけど、
私はパキスタン人です。日本とかパキスタンとか本当には一番友達だよ。パキスタンの中は地震とか台風とかいろいろ問題あると日本は助けてね。
ありがとうございます。
ありがとうどうも。
すいません、ちょっと日本語喋れますか？大丈夫ですか？
少し
出身。
私サウジアラビア。
Cheers.
You see, if everyone else can do it, why can't you? Right? Why don't you bring like a Japanese English translative dictionary with you? Or why don't you at least learn simple phrases? I understand why it might be a little hard, okay? Like this one guy here explains why it's difficult to learn Japanese.
そしたらですね、日本語を覚えたいならですね、先に自分の言語で詳しく文法を勉強するべきだと思います。いきなり日本語を習うのはですね、日常会話ぐらいなら話せるかもしれませんけど、厳密に詳しく自分の考えていることを言いたければですね、やっぱり文法が一番大事なことだと思いますね。
Ciao.
Now, like he just said here, you're not going to be able to express your thoughts, but at least you're going to have basic conversation. And if you're being a tourist, that's all you need. Now, if you're moving there, yes, you will slowly learn the language and assimilate into that. Okay, that's something you need to learn. You need to learn how to properly speak. But, you know, no one's going to expect you in the first year to master the language or maybe even get your points across well. But if you're a tourist, you need to be able to hold basic conversation like that. And the Britons, for whatever reason, not doing that is just unacceptable. I don't know. Like, if I go by British stereotypes, British millennials, for the most part, they seem to have this kind of like douchebag attitude to them, and it kind of reflects in this. Oh shit. You know what? I just realized they're not gonna understand me. Here. How about since I'm considerate of your British culture, I'll make sure to get my points across in a way that you can understand.
If you fucking twats don't learn to speak fucking Japanese when you go to the goddamn Japanese country, then you're a fucking cheeky.
Okay, now that I'm done shitting on the redcoats, I just want to say first, you know, I don't hate Britons or anything like that, and sorry if you felt a little annoyed that I lumped you in together with the stereotype if you happen to be from the UK. But you know, it's just, this is just kind of, I wanted to make this video as a rule for everybody. I want you guys to understand how annoying it can be when you go to another country and you don't speak their language. It's really inconsiderate to the people there. Like, don't just assume that, especially if you're an English speaker, don't just assume that because you come from the US and you think that the world revolves around their country, that there's going to be somebody there who learns English that's going to be able to translate for you, okay? Why don't you actually enrich yourself a little bit? Why don't you learn a little bit of the language, right? It's for your benefit anyways. Sure, it might be a little difficult, but imagine how independently you'll be able to act in the other countries, or, you know, there won't be so many language barriers for you to hurdle over. You just have to at least be able to hold basic conversation. So, my final word is that if you go to another country, just learn like a few simple phrases that you'll use a lot, or bring a translative dictionary with you, because it'll make your vacation easier on you and everyone else around you. Trust me. Well, that's my opinion. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys think, and then let's discuss it. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and don't worry, I'm gonna have a new YouTube poop coming out really soon. Just gotta render it, so keep your eyes open for that. And that's the end of this video. Make sure to leave a dislike before you unsubscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.
I like all of the eggs.